Not every temptation ruins you immediately. Some ruin you slowly. After the breakup, I hit a bottom I didn't even know existed. It wasn't the sudden crash that destroyed me. It was the slow, creeping decay of my own choices. I looked back and saw a trail of wreckage. And I realized with a chilling clarity how much damage distraction had done to my life. I had been running from the silence, from the emptiness, filling every void with noise and fleeting highs. But in the quiet aftermath of the heartbreak, the truth was deafening. The life I was living wasn't just unproductive, it was self-destructive. Each small compromise, each seemingly harmless indulgence, was a brick in the wall I had built between myself and my own potential. I had been slowly poisoning my future, one careless decision at a time, convincing myself it was just part of living. Lest, it wasn't about connection, it was a desperate attempt to feel wanted. To fill a void that intimacy could never touch. It was careless intimacy, giving parts of myself away to people who didn't even know my last name, hoping their temporary attention would feel like a permanent solution. I spent money I didn't have. Not on things I needed, but to feel powerful for a moment. To create an illusion of success and control in a life that was spiraling. I poured my energy, my most precious resource, into people who added nothing, who were black holes of need and drama, leaving me drained and with less of myself than when I started. All of it had a cost, a heavy one. The price was my focus, my self-worth, my spirit. I was trading my destiny for cheap thrills, and I was going bankrupt. In the stark and forgiving light of that rock bottom, I finally told myself the truth, a raw and varnished confession whispered to my own reflection. I can't afford chaos anymore. Not a single drop of it. The cost was too high, the debt too great. That single, powerful admission became my turning point. It was the moment I chose to fight back, not against the world, but against the weakest parts of myself. Discipline became my shield. It wasn't a choice I made with excitement, but with a grim determination. Like a soldier picking up armor before heading into a battle I knew I had to win. It was a conscious, deliberate decision to stop the bleeding, to cauterize the wounds I had been inflicting on myself. This wasn't about a diet or a new routine, it was about survival. My entire life came under scrutiny. Who I talked to became a critical decision. I cut off the draining conversations, the gossip, the negativity. My circle became smaller, tighter, and infinitely more valuable. What I allow close to my heart and my mind became a fortress. I stopped letting in the casual opinions, the toxic energy, the shallow connections that offered nothing but a distraction from my own inner work. Where my money goes became a reflection of my new values, not my insecurities. Every dollar was a vote for my future, for stability, for building something real instead of funding a fantasy. What I consumed mentally and physically was completely overhauled. I stopped feeding my mind with garbage, with endless scrolling and meaningless content. I stopped poisoning my body with things that made me feel sluggish and weak. Peace of mind became more important than pleasure. This was a revolutionary shift. For years, my life had been a frantic, desperate chase for the next hit of dopamine, the next fleeting moment of fun or excitement. I lived for the weekend, for the party, for the escape. But I learned the hard way that a life built on a foundation of pleasure is a house built on sand. The high always fades, leaving you lower than before, needing an even bigger wave to feel anything at all. I started to crave stillness, clarity, and the quiet strength that comes from a centered soul. I realized that a calm mind is the ultimate asset. The one thing that allows you to navigate the storms of life without capsizing. True power isn't in the thrill, it's in the quiet, unshakable peace you cultivate within. Because once your peace is gone, everything else collapses. It's the central pillar that holds up your entire world. Without it, your relationships crumble, your health deteriorates, your finances fall into disarray, and your purpose becomes a blurry, distant memory. A chaotic mind creates a chaotic life. It's that simple. Protecting my inner peace became my primary mission. I stopped chasing joy, that fleeting, external emotion, and started protecting clarity. Clarity is knowing who you are, where you're going, and what you stand for. It has the ability to see the world and your place in it without the distorting filter of desperation or distraction. It's the internal compass that guides you, even in the dark. That decision didn't make life easier, it made it cleaner. There were lonely nights. There were moments of intense craving for the old, easy escapes. The path of discipline is often a solitary one. But for the first time, I felt a sense of integrity. My life, for all its new challenges, was honest. It was mine. The internal noise quieted down, and in that silence, I could finally hear my own voice, my own intuition. The path became clearer, my steps more certain. I wasn't just surviving anymore. I was building. Brick by brick, choice by choice, I was constructing a new destiny, one founded on a deep and abiding respect for the man I wanted to become. Reflection: discipline isn't punishment. It's self-respect. If this resonated with you, subscribe and share this video with your family and loved ones.